Hello everyone, my name is Kitetsu and welcome back to my channel. It feels so good to be back in front of a microphone. I've been sitting at work today thinking I want to make a video tonight, but I wasn't really sure what I wanted to talk about. I had a few new kind of discussion ideas rattling around in my head, but I was thinking it's been quite a while since we've had some news updates, and I was expecting we would have heard about the Idoneth Deepkin a bit more by now, and then I saw this article on Warhammer Community, and finally we've got the news we've all been waiting for. And to be honest, let's face it, we knew this was coming. We finally had the Idoneth Deepkin 100% officially confirmed. You know, it's not rumours, it's not speculation anymore. I mean, let's face it, based on the information in the Daughters of Khaine battletome, it was 99.9% guaranteed to happen. They listed them as allies of Daughters of Khaine, and they'd given us lore and teasers and rumour engine pictures, and yeah, we knew this was happening, but it's at least nice to have the 100% official confirmation. And to be honest, I think they were planning on revealing this a couple of weeks ago, but with all that snow and disruption here in the UK, I think that actually made them cancel the event they were planning on showing the Idoneth Deepkin at. But yeah, details are pretty scarce on the ground at the moment. We know there's going to be a battle tome. We now know that it involves tentacles and these evil looking sea monsters, but I'm imagining it's now going to be 1 week's time till we actually get the exciting teasers and reveals of the actual models. So fingers crossed for that for AdeptiCon. But yeah, all of this announcement basically was from the GAMA trade show, and they told us a little bit of 40k stuff, and we've got these two new Shadespire warbands which kind of look interesting, maybe a bit disappointed. I'll kind of mention them a little bit in a minute. We've got new information for Necromunda, Blood Bowl, and obviously, for me, the most important thing was way down at the bottom, which was the Idoneth Deepkin. I'm not sure why they put them at the bottom, but maybe they were saving the best till last. In fact, yeah, let's just go with that one. But yeah, the image doesn't really tell us that much. I was looking at these little things here and thinking, is that trying to show us some sort of underwater city below the surface? Like maybe something out of Star Wars Episode 1, but it's very hard to tell from this image, and I don't want to overanalyze it when clearly it's just a promotional piece of teaser artwork. It certainly looks pretty intense and creepy, however, and it adds a lot of evidence to those rumour engine pictures of tentacles that people have been discussing for quite a while now. But who are the Idoneth Deepkin? To be honest, everything we actually know about them has come from the Daughters of Khaine battletome, and I'm actually going to read the literally 2 instances that we hear about them in the book. For those of you who don't know anything about the Aelves and you haven't been watching my videos, basically Slaanesh decided to go and gorge himself on the souls of the Aelves after the old world from Warhammer Fantasy blew up. Well, it didn't literally blow up, but when everyone died on it, basically. And after a while, the elven gods decided to go and capture him so that they could free the souls of the elves from within his belly and somehow try and recreate some elven races based on those souls. And basically, the ones who captured him were Malerion, who is the god of Ulgu, the realm of shadow, and then Tyrion and Teclis, who are the elven gods of light. So, from the book, it says, meanwhile, in the hidden gloaming, a slow but steady trickle of souls was drawn out of the hellish mass that was the trapped Slaanesh. Not all of the reclamations worked. Teclis's first enclave, the Idoneth, proved a disappointment, fleeing all contact with god or mortal and disappearing. So that's the first thing we ever really heard about them in the storyline, and it tells us that they were one of the first ever new elven races to emerge in the realms. And it also tells us a little bit about the personality of perhaps Teclis, who it's quite possible kind of created this faction, realised they weren't what he wanted, and then kind of abandoned them and they decided they were just going to leave. I might be being a bit unfair on him. Maybe they just left anyway and he would have been happy with his weird tentacle monsters. But then we had one other mention of them, and that was in the Raiders from the Deep paragraph, and that said, in Ghyran, bands of Idoneth Deepkin emerge from the mists to ambush and capture a war pilgrimage of the Kraith that is aiding Alariel in the war of life. Realising there are easier targets, the mysterious sea beings attempt to strike a truce, but as ever the Kraith are unrelenting. The Kraith pursue their attackers, plunging headlong into the mists with their teeth bared. The Kraith, for those of you who don't know, are just one of the sub-factions of the Daughters of Khaine, one of the more aggressive ones at that. But that little bit of lore tells us that, again, they're kind of neutral and they weren't really on the side of Alarielle or the Daughters of Khaine, which was quite interesting. It's another one of these Order factions that's kind of neutral and not necessarily good. But it seems that this concept of mist is absolutely central to their army strategy, because we have these sea creatures and it's like, well, how do they get onto land? How do they attack things? How do they breathe? Maybe they are somehow sort of amphibious, but to me, I think it's somehow going to involve this magical mist, and that could be completely wrong, but I'm sure somewhere along the lines we won't have heard the last of mists when it comes to the Idoneth Deepkin. But yeah, that's all we know for now, and hopefully we will hear more in a couple of weeks. One thing I did think was a little bit strange, and I've been talking about these Elven rumours for months now. It might have been way back with this video here, where I mentioned that we had a rumour of Sea Elves and a faction led by Morathi, and obviously now every single one of those rumours turned out to be true. But the thing I thought that was weird is that obviously we have Malerion, who is the Elven god of Ulgu, and we have Tyrion and Teclis, who are the Elven gods of the realm of light. So we've got gods of light and we've got the god of shadow. But instead of releasing those factions, Games Workshop have decided to bring out sub-factions instead. So instead of bringing out the new kind of shadow elves, they decided to bring out the Daughters of Khaine and Morathi instead. And don't for 1 minute think I'm complaining about that, because I absolutely love the Daughters of Khaine. And I'm absolutely certain that the Idoneth are going to be really cool. But at the same time, they decided to bring out a failed creation of Teclis instead of actually bringing out the elves of the realm of light. But maybe they've done it to kind of build up the excitement and anticipation and lore of these factions. Because let's face it, having had the Daughters of Khaine and now the Idoneth, I'm pretty sure when Malerion and Tyrion and Teclis do get announced, they're going to be absolutely incredible. Let's hope so, at least anyway. But yeah, I mean, I just thought it was a bit strange that they've kind of decided to release these sub-factions instead of the main ones. But yeah, I mean, we asked for elves and that's exactly what we got, so I'm thoroughly excited. I mean, it feels a bit surreal that they decided to bring out the Nurgle demons, and then straight away afterwards we've had the Daughters of Khaine, and then literally immediately afterwards we've had the Idoneth Deepkin. I think it would be good if Games Workshop maybe kind of showed the teasers for these things even earlier than they do, and built up a bit more excitement earlier on. But yeah, either way, I'm very excited and I'm sure they're going to be absolutely incredible. Now, I don't want to talk too much about the Shadespire warbands that they've just shown, because, you know, this video is about the elves, but if I give you my 10-second opinion on each, it's that I was a tiny bit disappointed. I've never mentioned it in a video, but I've been expecting a second Stormcast and Khorne warband for literally since the beginning, to be honest. And although the sculpts look absolutely brilliant as always, I thought the Fleshhound, or whatever they're called, looks like it's just come straight off of Corgus Cull's model. And the Blood Warriors, although they are some of my favourite units in all of Age of Sigmar, I think these ones just don't quite look that unique, and I don't know, I guess I was just hoping that they would kind of make them stand out more, rather than almost looking like they possibly could have come straight out of a box of Blood Warriors. But they're nice models, and, you know, the exact same thing applies to the Vanguard Hunters that are in this set. I love the Eagle, but otherwise they look quite generic. That's not to say they're not good sculpts and they don't look good. I just don't think these have been anywhere near as exciting as the Skaven and Fireslayer models that we had last time, especially those Skaven ones. Like the Warlord looks absolutely incredible. But yeah, to be honest, I don't think I really need to say anything more in this video. It's only going to be about a week till we get more information, and you can guarantee I'm going to be there to give you my reactions to the news and keep you as up to date as I possibly can. But yeah, news, I mean, it seems to come in two different forms. We either get nothing for weeks, or we get so much I can barely keep up with talking about it all. And I guess that's why it's given me a chance to make some of these sort of discussions. But yeah, I mean, I just want to say thank you so much for all your support. You guys are incredible, and I wouldn't be here making these videos now, I don't think, without all of the support you've been giving me. I probably would have given up long ago, and, you know, it just means the world to me, really. My channel just wouldn't be anything without you guys. So thank you so much. I just can't believe I'm nearly at 5 5,000. And it's not just that I've nearly got 5,000 people following me, it's also just how incredible all of you are, how supportive you are, how encouraging you are, and like, I genuinely love hearing from all of you. When I've done my discussion videos recently, I like putting my opinion out there, but I also love thinking about other people's opinions. Let's face it, an opinion is never wrong. Your opinions are equally as valid as mine, which is why I kind of like talking about my own opinions, of course, but then trying to think about what other people are going to feel about these topics. But even then, like, there are still loads and loads of comments that take me by surprise and make me look at things from a completely new perspective that I didn't know was really out there. So, you know, I'm gaining a huge amount from making these videos. I absolutely love doing it. You know, I'm knackered at the moment with this course I'm doing, but I'm not going anywhere. You know, I'm keeping these videos coming and I can't wait to make more. But yeah, anyway, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you're brand new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. You can support me on Patreon, the link is in the description. And yeah, I can't wait to make another video and I will see you guys really soon.